YouTube, so I just want you to know that I live for video responses. I live for them. So I was just bopping around Tumblr when I came across two lovely ladies who had made videos inspired by not necessarily a specific video of mine, but a few things I had said.
As a video response, so I was never really comfortable in girls' clothes. Never felt like I was being myself. Too afraid to go out and buy men's clothes.
I was inspired by Mardell's video. In elementary school, I was never really girly. I got a lot of crap for not being feminine. I always was afraid about what other people thought about me, when in reality, it doesn't even matter.
And as I listened to these wonderful women talk about the courage it took them to step outside the norm, experiment with style, and be themselves, I couldn't help but think, damn, that's a lot of backstory behind a shirt. And the more I reflected, the more I realized, wow, while clothing and style might initially seem like semi-superficial or materialistic things, they can actually be pretty solid forms of self-expression. Believe it or not, your Superfly snapback and the journey it took you to be comfortable in it can actually say a lot about you. So today I am assisted by my lovely friend.
Hello.
And we are going to offer you some tips when it comes to finding a personal style that you can feel comfortable and confident in. Take it away!
I'm still kind of in a weird mode of self-discovery with my personal style, but the first thing that I've found over years of wearing kind of weird stuff every now and then is that you should never let others tell you what to wear, or what looks good or what doesn't, because that's kind of irrelevant. I personally like to make myself look good, but I also like to wear clothes that I actually like. So I like to make myself look good in my own eyes. Clothing and style does not have to be about what makes you appealing to other people, it just has to make you feel like you're comfortable in what you're wearing, and that's cool.
Do not be afraid to think outside the box. There are so many resources and places you can explore when finding your style. For example, because I am a woman, most people don't expect me to shop in the men's section. But I do. Almost exclusively, in fact. True story, they have way cuter button-ups there. But since I am not super burly, sometimes I find those shirts too big and baggy, so I move from the men's section to the boys section. And then when my boobs are too big for those, I go on a hunt for a binder. But where the shiz does somebody find a binder? Is there like a Binders R Us? Online. The internet can be your best friend when finding unique swag. I mean, where else can you find a sweater of a kitten riding a unicorn into a galactic space battle? And matching socks. Nowhere, but I bet it exists on Amazon.
I've always liked to have one thing that I can sort of wear regardless of what else I choose to wear on that particular day. Just something really little that I can sort of carry across all my outfits regardless of what I'm wearing, and that usually takes the form of this. I don't know if the camera's focusing properly on it, but it's a little whale that my grandma sent me for my birthday. And I like it a lot, and I wear it pretty much everywhere. It's actually gotten to the point now that the last time I didn't wear it, my friends asked me where it was. And it's sort of become this like weird little ingrained part of my external identity to other people. It's sort of like my little thing, if you want, that I always wear, and it's something that people sort of associate me with. So regardless of whether or not I dress like everybody else around me on a particular night out or a day out or wherever I'm going, I have this one little thing that is mine and mine only.
Be fluid. Let your style reflect who you are in the moment by wearing what you like, not what you think you're supposed to like. Sometimes I feel masculine, other times androgynous, sometimes feminine, lazy, profesh, badass. Sometimes I feel like advertising my own merch in a video. And it can be fun to show all of those sides of me in 1 week through different outfits. Don't let society pigeonhole you into one look. If you feel like changing it up, do it!
You do not need designer brands. Like Ashley said, online shopping can lead to some pretty cool discoveries. Don't limit yourself to just what's around you and what's accessible. The internet's great, and places like Instagram, for example, can be a great way of discovering like indie labels and things like that aren't quite as developed as the bigger labels, but still have some really, really cool stuff, and they're definitely worth checking out. This is a fairly mass-produced jumper. It's not exactly something that's of any real significance, but this beanie is from a place that I found on Instagram called Drop the Anchor, and they make some really, really cool stuff, and I'm very glad that I found them, because smaller labels can be much more personal sometimes, and you can find stuff that you really, really like instead of finding things in stores that you're kind of like, I don't really like that, but like it's okay and it's there and it's kind of cheap, so I might as well buy it. I'd much rather buy like a few things that I really, really like than a ton of things that are kind of just like there and easy to buy. So do some digging. Don't be afraid to think outside of the box.
And finally, be patient. From my experience and the stories of the ladies who inspired this video, I gather it can take a lot of time, effort, trial, and error before you find a style that is right for you. While your look can be an awesome form of self-expression, in the end, they're just clothes. Personally, I care way more about what's in your heart rather than where you got those fly sneakers. However, bow ties trump everything. Yeah! So I guess the moral this shorts video addressed is, don't be close-minded. It's okay to tie new things and flip-flop between styles. If you do that, you'll blow people away with your swagginess and also feel terrific expressing yourself. Hats off to anyone who sent me clothing puns on Twitter, and if you have any tips or stories about your style, leave them in the comments. And we did a video over here as well. Click it. Also, AshleyMardell.Spreadshirt.com! AshleyMardell.Spreadshirt.com! Did I mention AshleyMardell.Spreadshirt.com? Okay, bye! Follow me on Twitter!
I've been asked on behalf of Ashley to have you subscribe and like. Pretty please for me. Like for me. Please like for me. Pretty please for me. I'll give you fake money.